Terence Crawford, Jeff Horn, you got Bud Crawford, and the Hornet. I mean, where did they come up with the names, right? Yeah, Jeff Horn, he's gonna sting you. He's got the stinger. He's the Jeff Hornet. He's gonna come, he's gonna get in the ring, and he's gonna sting you. But whatever. I'll tell you guys my boxing name one day. It was actually worse than that, so I can't really hate on these guys. But look, it's a good fight. It's a good fight, but there's a lot going on that you probably need to know. There's like zero promotion. I mean, it's hard to even find a thumbnail for the fight. But it's going to be a good fight, and you would think that, Top Rank and, the powers that be would put a little bit more money into this, a little bit more promotional value, whatever, but there's very little. Terence Crawford, undisputed light welterweight, moving up to welterweight to face the Hornet himself, Jeff Horn. Now, I've heard on other channels that there will not be a rematch clause. Who would want to see a rematch anyway? But whatever. I don't know what that means yet. Look, the whole rematch clause thing, there's usually more to it than meets the eye. Okay, look at the Canelo Golovkin fight. There's usually more to it, but we'll get into that later. But I thought that was very interesting. No rematch clause, okay? And of course, we remember the robbery of the decade, Pacquiao Horn, in the belt. Now, Jeff Horn, he's got the belt, okay? And Terence Crawford going after that belt. And also remember, Terence Crawford elevated to the number one, at the number one spot for the belt, okay? And a lot of people, a little bit of controversy there. He goes from light welterweight up to welterweight, and all of a sudden, he's got a title shot in his very first fight at welterweight, okay? The belt, okay, let's see, Pacquiao, or Jeff Horn won it from Pacquiao. Pacquiao got it from Vargas, and then I think Vargas won the vacant belt in the Saddam Ali fight, and then I think Bradley vacated it to face Manny Pacquiao, and I think originally it came from Mayweather. It's been passed around like a hot potato, but I do think Terence Crawford will win, and I think he'll end up with the belt. Also, okay, the ESPN Plus app. Okay, a lot of you guys are asking me what in the hell this thing's all about. Basically, I think they're trying to, it's like the UFC Fight Pass, okay? It's an app you can download, you pay monthly or annually, whatever, and you watch all the fights, like if you're a UFC fan, and I think that's kind of what Bob Arum is trying to do. The ultimate goal is to have like a prepaid app that's like an all-exclusive membership to different fights, and this will be one of them. Of course, okay, naturally, you have the clickbait racist channels claiming Lomachenko-Linares fight was on regular network TV. Why would Crawford Horn, be on this paid app? Like it's just some undercard, cheap, fight that nobody cares about. But of course, Lomachenko and Linares, they're on, national televised, cable TV, okay, which I don't see the connection, and I'll get into it more in a minute here. To me, look, first of all, we'll get into it now. The Crawford-Jeff Horn fight, in my mind, it's an HBO-worthy fight. Showtime, ESPN, whatever network you want to throw it on. I mean, you could probably even get away with making it a pay-per-view because it's Terence Crawford. I'm just saying, we've seen worse pay-per-views. Terence Crawford, his first pay-per-view... Damn, who was that against? I don't remember, but, he's already had one, so, I'm surprised that they didn't make it just a flat-out pay-per-view fight instead of doing this whole, app thing they're doing. So, I don't know how I feel about the app yet. I need to learn more about it, but, like I said, making that comparison, though, why is Crawford on an app, Loma's on ESPN? Well, to me... that the Loma fight was free, basically. It was on network TV, cable network TV, and you have to pay to watch this one. So, I don't see what these guys are complaining about. You know what I mean? It doesn't make any kind of sense to me. So, now, Top Rank merged with Duco Promotions. Pacquiao was basically a lottery ticket. Remember, Duco Promotions, they're the Australian company, and Bob Arum went over there and said, look, we merge. I give Jeff Horn Pacquiao, a big payday. He's got a shot to do something big. And I think it was a setup from the beginning. I think they wanted to push Pacquiao out, and they were going to rob him regardless because, Pacquiao hasn't knocked anyone out since Cotto, I think. I don't remember. It's like Cotto. It's been a long time, long-ass time. Knocked Chris Algieri down 4 or 5 times, whatever. But, hasn't had a legit knockout in a long time. So I think they knew they knew it was going to the cards, okay? So I think they planned on robbing Manny from the beginning, and, you know, basically trying to build up, you know, what's his name, Jeff Horn, like they did Chris Algieri, but Pacquiao derailed that Algieri train. So now, of course, again, the same channels criticizing Bob Arum for making comments like Lomachenko's, you know, the greatest thing of our generation. He's like the best fighter of our generation, you know, making comparisons like to Muhammad Ali, but says very little about Crawford, you know. And to me, it's about marketability. Now, and there is one thing I will give these guys. It does seem like Bob Arum, like he's a little bit, man, I don't know, like he does kind of favor the white fighters. I mean, I will say that, you know, look, I'm completely fair on the channel, you know, and that might be a bold statement. I don't know, but it does seem like that. It does seem like he's always trying to build up like an Algieri, now a Jeff Horn, you know, burn through Pacquiao and all that. So, you know, I kind of understand where they're coming from, but I think they're really reaching with the whole ESPN app. You know, they're trying to say the app is like, the app is a slap, right? The app is a slap in the face to Terence Crawford, which I don't think so. I don't think so, because these guys are making money off of it. So, you know, and also, you know, if you compare Crawford to Lomachenko, Crawford 32-0. I mean, look at the resume. Julius Ndongo, okay, Felix Diaz, John Molina Jr., Victor Postol, Henry Lundy, Thomas DeLorme, who he's got, Beltran, I think Gamboa, Ricky Burns. You know, you look at that, it's kind of a weak resume. So, you know, whenever Terence became undisputed, yeah, it was great, and I'm proud of him, and I'm happy that he moved up. But, you know, right now, if you look at what Loma is doing, he's making history as well. You know, so both guys are making history, but I think, you know, I just believe that forget about skin color. I think Loma, he's more entertaining to watch. You know, he's exciting. He's, you know, he's got like kind of a friendly, you know, welcoming personality, right? An inviting personality, to where Terence Crawford, you know, he's all about Omaha, Nebraska, Omaha. He's kind of to himself, you know, a cool, down-to-earth dude or whatever. But I think that Loma is more marketable, and it has nothing to do with race, okay? But yeah, I don't know. You know, I'm not Bob Arum. I don't know. Like I said, you know, I think that he does kind of favor, you know, a certain image when it comes to a fighter. So, you know, to a degree, I agree with these channels, but not with this whole, you know, the app thing. I think the app thing is just, you know, is Bob Arum trying to do what the UFC is doing, is basically making you pay for every little thing you do. It's like, you know, look, man, it's getting harder and harder and harder to, you know, to be a boxing fan, right? I mean, you know, if there's a decent fight, it's going to be on pay-per-view. Okay, if you want to watch anything, you have to have... Look, my cable bill, just to watch boxing, my cable bill is like $204 a month. Okay, that's to have HBO, Showtime, ESPN, you know, on demand. I have the Comcast X1 platform, you know, with the high-speed internet, and it's like over $200 a month. I mean, $200 a month just so I can watch boxing. And then if I order a pay-per-view, which I always do, you know, so let's say, you know, 1 month, my cable bill can be over $300 in a month. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. So, you know, and now if I want to get this app, right, let's say I want to watch the fight and order another I mean, you're approaching $400 a month to be a boxing fan. I mean, it's outrageous. I mean, think about it. Your cable bill, your pay-per-view, okay, and now there's an app, okay, and then, you know, not to mention, you know, maybe you're a Patreon person and you donate money, or maybe, you know, you buy boxing equipment and shirts. I mean, it's very expensive. So, you know, I don't know. I kind of praise Al Heyman, you know, on one hand, but then on the other hand, we all know what he was doing. So now people are telling, or crying, actually, just shouting to the heavens above that Terence Crawford needs to leave Top Rank and join Al Heyman, you know, which I think that'd be a terrible move. You know, right now, I mean, why? I mean, to me, it doesn't make any sense. Okay, I mean, like I said, you know, I respect what Crawford did at 140, but it was a weak division. I mean, come on, you're fighting guys like Julius Ndongo, you know, to become, because that's where he captured the 4th belt, okay, to become undisputed champion. So, you know, I don't know. I mean, to me, Bob Arum made a lot of that happen, you know, and yes, a lot of it was the landscape of boxing, but I think Bob Arum had a lot to do with it as well. So I'm probably going to leave it at that. You know, I just, in a prediction is, you know, I probably will pay because I want to see Jeff Horn lose. I want redemption. I want revenge. I want justice for the Manny Pacquiao robbery, okay? And I think Terence Crawford will deliver, okay? He's going to deliver. You know, now people are saying, well, you know, Horn's the bigger guy. He's going to get in there and bully him and, you know, basically just be the bigger bully in the ring. But, you know, I think Terence Crawford has the skill, the footwork, you know, the everything. You know, he's evasive. He's a great counterpuncher. He's got it all. So I think that, you know, styles make fights. I really think, you know, we might see like a Brandon Rios Pacquiao type thing where, you know, Crawford is just dancing around, just kind of just teeing off on him all night. And that's what I think. And hopefully we have a decent referee, because in the original fight, I mean, I had a video, and actually, you guys remember, it got taken down because it was the truth, but it got taken down because I showed video and pictures of, you know, all the fouls, the headbutts, the low blows, the elbows, the you know, the hitting on the break, you know, just all the dirty tactics, you know, the pushing, the stepping on the feet, it was dirty, and I showed that all in a video, and it got taken down. So, you know, but yet other YouTube channels had the entire fight on their channel. So keep this in mind. I'm going to end it here. You know, this shows you something. Other YouTube channels had the entire fight on their channel, and they're talking over it. You know, they're showing you the fight, and they're talking over it. No problem at all, as long as they're, you know, in favor of Jeff Horn. But, you know, whenever I talked about the fouls and everything, my video got taken down along with others. So, you know, I think that was wrong. And if it ever happens again, I'm going to fight it. I mean, I will go to Top Rank. I will do whatever I have to do to fight it. So that's why I don't use any more pictures. I don't use any more thumbnails. I don't use any more video. I use nothing from Top Rank. So, you know, everything now is original content and under the Fair Use Act. So here we are. So anyway, guys, what do you think? Who do you have winning? And I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. So, and where's the hype? Where's the hype?